Hey, what's up, YouTube? Today I'm gonna be doing a video about why I think Samsung is better than Apple. I've been a Samsung user ever since high school back in 2013, 2014. I never really had like an actual smartphone, like a good smartphone. I had a flip phone when I was younger, and then I went to like a, uh, what? I had a Droid back when it was popular back in I think middle school, like in sixth or seventh grade. Had a Droid, the Droid Razor, and then I think my first ever Samsung phone was the S. I think it was like the S7, S8, where it still had the curved edges. But yeah, so from then on out, I've been a Samsung user, and I think Samsung is superior over Apple with three of my top things: customization, the price, and then the updates. Um, a lot of Apple haters tend to criticize Samsung for being too much customizable, but I think it's a pretty benefit, especially if you want to customize your phone. I think having more customization is better than having like limited customization, or like customization like how Apple has with the clear icons and the liquid glass icons and whatnot. But yeah, I think customizing your phone in any shape or form is actually pretty beneficial. Like for me, I'm always looking at updates on YouTube and looking at videos for any like new things that I don't even know about. Of course, you get a new phone and you don't really know everything about it, since it barely came out or whatnot. But yeah, the customization I think is pretty badass. And then the price, I think the price is actually good. I know Apple and Samsung and Google is on the expensive side, but Apple tends to charge users more just to expand like their storage or their memory, especially like with their laptops, and I think sometimes even their phones too. But so like for Samsung, they don't charge you for updating. Yeah, it's gonna be more expensive, like a couple $100 more, but they're not like Apple where they charge you like an arm and a leg, like 400, $500 just to expand to like another 256 gigabytes or even 1 terabyte or even more. So I think Apple is kind of on the edge when it comes to like pricing, especially with the new CEO that they're getting. I hope Apple does better or tries to keep up with Samsung, especially with like the innovations and stuff. I heard that Apple's gonna do like a foldable phone, which I don't think would work out. So I don't know why Apple wants to compete with Samsung on the foldables when Samsung's been doing foldables for the last couple years now. And then also the ecosystem. I like Samsung ecosystem. I have the phone, I have the smartwatch. I used to have a tablet, but I sold the tablet. But yeah, connecting with Samsung devices all around is pretty beneficial to me, especially being a long time decade Samsung user. So, you know, besides the point of I guess having all Samsung devices, or even having like TVs that are Samsung based, or even washers and dryers, even fridges too. I know each company has their own flaws and whatnot when it comes to like actual machinery, like the fridges and the washers and dryers and the even the TVs. But I think Samsung does a pretty good job, or has done a pretty good job over the last decade and whatnot. I believe they're gonna be always number one. I think Apple is like a close second, or it could be the other way around. If I have any Apple users watching me, but I don't know. And then trying to use Apple, like I've had friends that like, oh here's my phone, and then I like trying to like configure like the easiest things, like the camera or other easier tasks or whatnot. I'm like, I don't know how to use an iPhone. They're like, oh okay, and then I give them my Samsung, and they're like, man, that's so much easier. Or oh, why can't Apple do this? Or oh, why can't Apple do that? But it just depends. I know Samsung uses Apple for their screens, and Apple uses Samsung for their screens. So they each benefit in their own shape and form. But to me, I will always be a Samsung user no matter what. I will never switch to Apple. The only good thing I really like about Apple is their laptops and their phone cameras. I think Samsung has a better phone camera than Apple, but sometimes Apple takes a little bit more clear photos. I mean, with the new 26 Ultra and the iPhone 17 Pro Max, the 16 Ultra beats um, the Apple cameras. I've seen a lot of good videos and whatnot. But yeah, my top three things of Samsung are the customization, the ecosystem, and the price. You can never beat Samsung's price. I know all the new smartphones and the TVs and whatnot, they're getting more expensive nowadays, but I think I don't think it'll reach up to 2 grand. I mean, Samsung has the Galaxy Fold or Flip. I think for like almost 2 grand. Like I think it's like $1,800 starting and something like that. But like I always see people using the flips or the folds, and they're not really my thing. But yeah, those are my, I guess, accommodations for why Samsung is better than Apple in my opinion. So, if you guys want to see more videos, just comment down below. Keep on liking, commenting, and subscribing. I'll make more content for you guys. I am doing summer school, and then I still got work and then school in the fall. So if I'm a little behind on my scheduling, I'll try and do like maybe once a week or twice a month, back to my normal routine. So just keep on commenting, liking, and subscribing to my channel, and I'll keep on making you guys more content. So yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.